Right, for more on today's proceedings at the Madlanga Commission, let's take you live now to SABC News reporter Canny Maphanga. Canny, a very good afternoon to you. The Commission has turned its attention to allegations involving the misuse of crime intelligence, secret service funds and the role of IDAC in probing those claims. Talk to us about some of the highlights.
Well, good afternoon to you and to the viewers at home. Essentially, what you're seeing is the Commission exploring these themes that continue to emerge, or rather produce patterns of the Fadil Adams statement or portions of it, seeing IDAC officials go beyond the mandates that is extended in that particular Adams affidavit. What we were discussing earlier was this issue of the allegation that Fadil Adams makes with respect to Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo and his appointment by the previous Minister of Police, that is and the kind of questions or actions that followed after that particular statement, or rather how they probed that particular statement. And what emerges is a similar pattern where you see that Fadil Adams' statement says one thing, but the investigation by IDAC delves into other things that have nothing to do with what Fadil Adams has alleged in the Section 27 referral affidavit. And a prime example is this particular portion of the statement that dealt with Thembekile and his appointment of Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo as the crime intelligence boss. And what arises rather from that is that there is a subpoena, an April 2025 subpoena authorized by Adv Andrea Johnson in her capacity as the IDAC head, and she requests certain information from the National Commissioner of the South African Police Services. But what is interesting about that subpoena is that at item 6, what creeps in is that IDAC is requesting information surrounding the commander and members of the political killings task team. This takes place after the disbandment decision, or the purported disbandment decision by the then police minister, Senzo Mchunu, who then gives out that particular directive. The question is, this item 6 is so far removed from what Fadil Adams stated in the affidavit. How did they arrive from this allegation relating to Thembekile's appointment of Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo as the crime intelligence head to this request for all of the members of the PKTT? What must the Madlanga Commission make of this particular item 6 that is included in the subpoena, that is talking about a deviation in terms of appointment processes directly linked to the allegation of Fadil Adams? It's yet another instance where this pattern of what is stated in Fadil Adams' statement is not what is being probed by IDAC. They go far beyond the mandates, and the question is why. We're warming up to the alleged motivation behind why IDAC chose to approach this particular statement of Fadil Adams in the manner in which it did, because it raises questions of whether or not there was an alleged hidden hand in terms of how they applied the Section 27 referral affidavit, and the number of discrepancies and operational method flaws that emerge out of this particular exercise. Because what we do see is that at the very least, what is being alleged in the Fadil Adams statement is not what is being probed by the IDAC officials. We do see that the tail end of the testimony is that the Commission expects to conclude with Johnson's evidence today. However, in terms of the different key role players that are involved in a number of cases involving IDAC, we expect many more people to be called, because the position that Adv Andrea Johnson is taking now, and seemingly it might be boosted by the fact that she has since resigned from her post as the IDAC head, is that she seems to seemingly rather pass it off to the investigators that were in charge of the investigations. But be that as it may, she is still the person that would have authorized it, as she is the most powerful as the investigating director in terms of the structure of IDAC, and still has questions to answer to with respect to that. However, the IDAC stream is going to need more voices in order to make sense of what took place with these investigations, or rather seemingly what appears to be an alleged interest in crime intelligence and now the political killings task team. We expect the hearings to continue at 2 p.m. It's over to you in studio.
And very lastly, Canny, before we let you go, I mean, just looking at the request right at the end of the, just before the lunch adjournment, we heard Johnson requesting that today be her last day with the Commission, speaking about some of the administrative roles that she needs to take on following her resignation. When it comes to the questions that need to be concluded today, do you think that it is possible that they will indeed wrap up?
Well, the evidence leader, that is Advocate Silo, has clarified to the Commission that she will be able to complete the testimony of Johnson by 4 p.m. today. So that is the indication that we have so far, and we expect that this will be her last day on the stand as the Commission wraps up her alleged role in the allegations surrounding IDAC, its operational methods, and its interests in crime intelligence. And now we're adding on the political killings task team because it creeps up in that subpoena that was authorized by Advocate Andrea Johnson, even though she states she had no idea IDAC was investigating the political killings task team. I think item 6 is quite clear about what was requested in that subpoena. And now the only question is getting to the alleged motivation behind this particular interest. And this is something that can be explored from multiple key role players, not just Advocate Andrea Johnson.
Very well. Thank you very much, Canny Maphanga, SABC News reporter, giving us a sense of some of the expectations with the line of questioning as the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry resumes at the top of the hour.